not the woman I love.
Rand al'Thor, the Dragon Reborn, the complete backstory, and everything you need to know. Rand al'Thor. The name alone is synonymous with epic struggle, destiny, and the battle between light and shadow. He's not just any hero, he's the Dragon Reborn, the champion of the light, the one destined to face the Dark One and save the world. But who is Rand al'Thor really? What makes him the pivotal figure in Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time series? Let's dive deep into the backstory of this legendary character and unravel everything you need to know about him. Early life and origins. Rand's story begins in the small farming village of Emond's Field in the Two Rivers. Born in 978 NE, he grew up as the son of Tam al'Thor and Carrie al'Thor. Life in Emond's Field was simple, but Rand had a deep curiosity and a strong desire to make something more of himself. He spent his childhood running through the woods, dreaming of adventures, but he never could have known how extraordinary his life would become. But here's the twist. Rand's parentage isn't as straightforward as it seems. When Rand was young, his mother, Carrie, passed away, and he was raised by his father, Tam. But as the story unfolds, Rand discovers a shocking truth. Tam isn't his real father. Rand was actually born to an ale woman named Shale, and the man who raised him, Tam, found him on the slopes of Dragonmount, abandoned after his mother's death in childbirth. The revelation about Rand's true heritage comes in stages. As he learns, he uncovers that his biological father is Janduin, the clan chief of the Tardad Ale, and his mother, Shale, was an outsider, a wetlander who came to the Ale waste long before Rand was born. The story of his parentage, the Ale, and the mysteries surrounding his birth tie deeply into the larger fabric of the series, as Rand's journey ultimately brings him face to face with his Ale heritage and destiny. The prophecies and the Dragon Reborn. From the moment Rand is born, he is marked by prophecy. His birth was foretold in multiple cultures across the world. The most famous of these are the Caryathon cycle, the prophecies of the dragon, which say that the dragon will be reborn in the last days to face the Dark One. These prophecies are key to understanding why Rand is so significant to the fate of the world. Rand is not just any man. He is the reincarnation of Lews Therin Teloman, the original dragon, a man who fought during the War of Power in the Age of Legends. Lews Therin, however, failed to stop the Dark One's plans, and his madness after the breaking of the world created a legacy of suffering for future generations. Now, in Rand's time, his soul is reborn again to face the same battle. But Rand isn't the only one who believes in prophecy. Cultures across the world have their own versions of the Dragon Reborn and the end of the Third Age. The Ale, for example, have their own prophecy of the Karakarn, the leader who will rise from among them. The Athen Mirhave, the Jendai prophecies, and the Shanchan, with their Essenic cycle, have their own version of the tale. Despite these differing prophecies, all of them point to one truth. Rand al'Thor is destined to confront the Dark One in Tarmangidon, the last battle.
Man who can channel, that eventually they go so mad they kill everyone they've ever loved.
Rand's personal struggles. As the Dragon Reborn, Rand faces a heavy burden. The weight of prophecy, the expectations of nations, and the looming threat of the Dark One's forces constantly hang over him. But these external pressures are not the only battles Rand faces. Internally, Rand struggles with the growing power of the One Power and his connection to Lews Therin's memories. From the moment Rand begins channeling, he faces the taint on the male half of the One Power, Sidon. Every male channeler before him has gone mad, driven by the corruption left behind by the Dark One. Rand fears this fate more than anything. He begins to hear voices in his head, the voice of Lews Therin Teloman, the former dragon, which blurs the line between madness and reality. Is it madness? Or is it something deeper? This question haunts Rand throughout his journey. Rand's connection to Lews Therin is complex. As the Dragon Reborn, Rand's soul is tied to Lews Therin's soul, but their memories, personalities, and even skills bleed into one another. As Rand faces his destiny, Lews Therin's voice becomes a constant presence, guiding, tormenting, and at times, seemingly controlling Rand. Over time, the distinction between Rand and Lews Therin blurs, culminating in a critical moment where Rand finally accepts his dual nature. His ultimate realization is that he and Lews Therin are one and the same, and from that moment, Rand no longer hears Lews Therin's voice. Despite these inner struggles, Rand's will and determination keep him moving forward. His courage, his desire to protect those he loves, and his commitment to stopping the Dark One's influence are what define him. Along the way, Rand is joined by his closest companions, Mat Cauthon and Perrin Ibarra, who, like him, are ta'veren, individuals whose lives are intertwined with the pattern in such a way that they can change the world. the madness and the taint. As a male channeler, Rand faces the constant threat of madness. He knows the history of those who went before him, the male Aes Sedai who were driven to insanity by the taint on the male half of the One Power. This looming danger shapes Rand's every decision as he struggles not only to save the world, but to hold onto his own sanity. But Rand is different. Despite his power and the taint that threatens to consume him, he is able to resist it longer than anyone before him. Some of this is due to the protection he receives from the Creator, which shields him from the full effects of the madness. But Rand also finds strength in the people around him and in his own identity as both the Dragon Reborn and the man who can change the world. His connection to Luz Theron and the struggle with his duality ultimately make Rand stronger, even as the world crumbles around him. The power of the One Power. Rand's mastery of the One Power is immense. In terms of raw strength, he is one of the strongest channelers in history. His strength in both fire and spirit is unmatched, and his ability to wield the One Power in innovative ways sets him apart from others. Early on, Rand is a natural, but he is also a learner, constantly seeking to understand the depths of his abilities. He learns from powerful figures like Asmodean, a Forsaken, and even from the teachings of ancient texts and practices. Rand's power is a double-edged sword, though. It allows him to perform feats that others cannot, such as splitting his flows of the One Power into multiple weaves at once. But this power comes with a price. He must constantly guard against the growing darkness within him, which threatens to swallow him whole if he is not careful. It is this inner conflict that makes Rand one of the most compelling characters in the series. The final confrontation, Tarmangaidon. Rand's ultimate test comes with Tarmangaidon, the last battle, where he must confront the Dark One himself and decide the fate of the world. In the battle between light and shadow, Rand will face unimaginable challenges, not only from the Dark One's forces, but from his own inner turmoil. As the Dragon Reborn, he must lead the forces of light to victory, but his path to victory is not clear-cut. Along the way, Rand must make difficult choices, sacrifice those he loves, and grapple with the cost of his power. In the end, Rand's journey is one of growth, acceptance, and transformation. His story is a tale of overcoming impossible odds, not only as the Dragon Reborn, but as a man who must come to terms with his own identity and destiny. And as he faces the Dark One in the last battle, Rand al'Thor will prove that even the greatest heroes are not defined by their power alone, but by their ability to rise above their struggles and fight for what is right. Rand al'Thor's story is one of the most iconic in fantasy literature, and his journey through the Wheel of Time is a testament to the enduring power of hope, friendship, and the fight for a better future.